when a broken piece sparks a beautiful piece of art. This is a wonderful story. I hope you enjoy it. So let's dive into the style that you're working on right now, which caught my attention. And I think it's going to be so beautiful to show it here because of our viewers on how a accident can become a piece of art, how something broken can be an inspiration for something beautiful, and how you took something that maybe others will think, I'll just throw it away, and you created an amazing style pieces of art that are now super popular. And I'm so excited. Just please go ahead and share with us.
So I, my wife broke a plate in the kitchen during the pandemic 2.5 years ago. So she was upset because it was a plate that we inherited from her mom. It was a small blue willow plate, like you said, but there was a large enough fragment that it looked interesting and just didn't want to throw it away. We threw the other parts of it away, but so we kept it. And I was just like, I don't know what we should do with this. Or should it in the basement or, somehow keep it. Anyways, it sat on the island for a couple of months. And then all of a sudden, after passing it 1,000 times, I noticed something I hadn't noticed before. I just had thought of it as a geometric pattern, but I noticed the figures and the birds, and they're a part of it. And so I was sort of just had this vision of the rest of the world beyond that. I just went to the plate and just started to kind of make something that day, just very loose. Um, but then Jocelyn put it; she loved it, and she posted it on Facebook. And so my background is very traditional, like working with galleries and gallerists, and getting critical review through magazines, and sort of being very cautious navigating these halls. But this was just went in a crazy way because she posted it on Facebook, and all of a sudden, all of these people started liking it. And I'd never seen anything like that. I never had as many people like something. Might have been in high school. Yeah, I guess in high school, and just sort of using it to express emotions, and then seeing it affect other people, um, and communicate with other people uh, in a way that they could understand the feelings, uh, different from talking with someone else.
When we talk about creativity, what comes to your mind?
Freedom, uh, things merging and combining in different ways that you wouldn't expect, but somehow makes more sense, uh, or sheds a light on a way of thinking.
Was art part of your plan when you graduated from high school? Was that your next goal?
It was part of my goal. So I went to college and studied art history. I was going to study art and art history, but I, to the freedom point, I didn't really like the confines of a structured art class. So I enjoyed learning about artists through different eras. And then I would go home and do my own art, and I would bring it to the school and the art school. I went to Ohio State University, so that department. Um, and the professors would give me credit for the work that I did on my own. And that was more comfortable for me. I mean, so I moved right after college. I moved to California, and I lived in San Francisco, and quickly joined a gallery there. And so I started showing with galleries when I was probably 22 or 23, and started getting a lot of critical attention in California, and showed in Los Angeles um, and in New York. But I never made any money really at that time. Uh, but I always, I was just kind of creating and having exhibitions and getting critical attention, really make a living. And so then I got into technology, and was always still doing art. But then more recently, I was laid off from a job. I was the head of research at Daily Harvest, and was let go a little over a year ago, but at that time, I had already started doing this plate series. And I set up a Shopify site, and I did some. So what happened with this was, it was very much going pretty much against everything that I thought was the right thing to do. Every time I would do something, I'm like, you can't do this. You're not supposed to do this. Like, you can't put something on Instagram. Even though I know a lot of people did, I just didn't feel that it was the right thing to do. But then it started to explode again. And then I was thinking, well, I want to do my own thing. I don't really want to work with galleries. So I set up a Shopify site. But I was hesitant to put the price on there because, again, like if you look at a gallery's websites, they don't necessarily have the price on there, especially the high-end galleries.
Yeah.
And so I said, oh, I shouldn't put the price on. I shouldn't. But then I was talking to a friend when I was still at Daily Harvest. This was a few months before I was let go. And she said, well, you should put the price on there. Let them buy right away. You know, it's okay. But they were like $7,000 pieces. And I just didn't think people would do it. But then all of a sudden people started buying them off the site. And so it's just been this process. And then it started to take off on Instagram. So a few months after that, they started to sell. I was laid off right at that time. All of these influencers like Strike Art, Colossal did an article. Like all of these articles started just like going crazy around that same time. Then all the sales started happening more and more. So that's been the last year, like to this day.
The dream for an artist that has worked the entire life, and now people are admiring and buying the pieces, and you are getting all this attention. So bravo. I mean, it's an amazing idea and I love it. And in fact, this is very close to a technique that I teach, which is called alteration. And it is altering an object and making it look like something else, or altering and changing something so it becomes useful in another way. So I just feel that this is the perfect example, and I love what you do with the piece. So you take the piece and then you create like a new story, or you continue the story. So love it.